Hey everyone, and welcome to Industry Headlines. My name's Fred Weaver. I am not joined by Kevin Kauffman today, so you get me solo. This is our show and our little episode where we talk about what's going on in the mortgage and real estate industry. So let's jump right in. We're going to be short and sweet today. So as many of you guys know, the forbearance scenario in the mortgage market's been playing out now for, probably coming up on 7-8 months now. And it's definitely something to keep a close eye on. You've got a lot of people out there that think this is going to lead to a lot of foreclosures. You've got a lot of folks concerned at the future qualification of borrowers that are in forbearance. So what's actually going on in the U.S. forbearance market? Probably to sum it up for you, we're seeing new forbearance requests declining, okay, which is healthy. However, we're seeing folks exiting their forbearance plans at a much slower rate than we have been seeing. So currently, the Mortgage Bankers Association says that 5.54% of all borrowers in the US, which is approximately 2.8 million homeowners, are still in some form of forbearance. On the good side of things, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loans in forbearance actually, not on the good side of things, it gained for the first time in 25 weeks on December 1st. However, it did slightly fall a week later. So keep an eye on that. We did see our first gain, but we're seeing a fall. So I think the question is going to become, can we get people out of these forbearance plans? Can we find out how to exit them gracefully, if you will, get them back paying their mortgage payments without too much damage or causing many of them to go into foreclosure or be forced to sell their home? Let's talk a little bit about sundaes. It's not really my favorite dessert. It's up there. I do tend to like milkshakes. All right, sorry, I'm distracted. But anyway, there's a company out there called Sunday. You may not have heard about them. Maybe you have. They just raised $36 million in Series B funding. They have an interesting thing that I want to share with you. Obviously, capital raises are pretty frequent when it comes to technology companies in the real estate mortgage industry, but they have a really unique position that kind of hits home close to me, having done all the short sales and foreclosures that I was involved in over the years. So sellers actually go to Sunday's marketplace to request an offer, but the sellers that they're targeting and aiming their marketing at are actually sellers of distressed properties. Okay, so a member of the company at Sunday actually sets up a brief home visit or does a virtual walkthrough with people, and then an offer is made on the home. And then what Sunday does is they're actually assigning the property over to other investors. Another interesting part of how this works is that Sunday will actually offer a $10,000 cash advance prior to closing to help homeowners with moving costs and other expenses. So you can imagine you're a couple months behind on your mortgage payments, you hit one of those notice of default lists, you're unable to pay, and a company comes along and says, hey, we've got an alternative for you. You've got some equity in your home. We're going to make you an offer, but not just any offer. We're actually going to give you a $10,000 cash advance to help you with some of your current expenses and moving costs. It's a really unique position that they have here. So just raised another $36 million in Series B funding. That was today this announcement was made, and they're gaining some traction across the US. So watch out for that particular technology company in our industry. And lastly, a little bit of old news, but one that I think we should talk about. FHA just recently raised their loan limits last week. In most parts of the country, that raise was nearly $25,000, which is a pretty significant raise year over year, as you can imagine. So most of their loan limits now in the majority of the US are now at $356,362. So it puts somebody getting an FHA loan with a 3.5% down payment, it puts them in about a $370,000 purchase price now. This is an increase over the previous loan limit, which was $331,000. So pretty interesting. In case you're curious, the loan limit figure is determined as a percentage of the national conforming loan limits that Fannie and Freddie have, which also increased in 2021. Those increased to $548,000. So anyway, I hope we kept you informed here this week. Hope you learned a little bit of something. I'll bring Kevin back here next week so I can crack some later Raiders, Lakers, or Dodgers jokes, or just generally make fun of his hair. But in the meantime, have a great week, and we'll see you back here next week. Thanks so much for watching.